All right, we're back talking Jersey and more with Vinny and Dino. Vinny, we got Christmas coming up next week. Well, we're going to say Christmas.
Yes, well, Hanukkah's over.
Hanukkah's over.
Yeah. Is Kwanzaa up and running, or?
But we're on time.
He said that, not me.
That's the reason.
That's D-I-N-O.
That's the reason Kwanzaa, because they can't get up in time for Christmas.
Well, but any parties? I mean, where I work, we don't do holiday parties, but I've been to holiday parties. Well, it's a dichotomy of people that I work with. I work in a place where not everybody can get together. It's a shift working place.
Right.
So it's tough to get. We've had parties in the past.
You don't have like the AM shift party? The
Well,
PM
we
shift
can't
party?
drink because the work that we do, alcohol.
You have to have a drink at a party.
No. Those of you who are watching that know what I do for a living. You're glad that we don't drink. We don't. No, we can't do that. Oh. But we do individual stuff where people bring their own food in. Because sometimes we work on Christmas Day. New Year's Eve, we work, and we make it festive for ourselves. We have a tree in the office. So we have a tree.
Well, that's the least they can do. I mean,
we have a tree, decorations and stuff like that. And
do like Silent Santa or anything like that?
There was
Santa
one woman
gifts?
that was trying to get that together this year, but the people that I work with, I don't think that's
Cheap
happening.
fucks.
No, I think everybody just,
They don't like each other.
Nobody likes anybody anymore.
That's
you know. So we do a little stuff at home. We build gingerbread houses every year. It sounds kind of like, but no, we have the adult beverages and stuff like that. And some of the houses get a little crooked, you know. And I'm not a big, what's the thing, the eggnog? Do you like eggnog?
I like eggnog.
I don't like egg. What is that?
It's egg.
Is there egg in it?
Eggnog.
I
like it.
I don't drink that stuff. But we don't do the holiday parties. We will have the festive drinks on Christmas Day.
Okay.
We don't do the whole New Year's Eve thing, but other than champagne.
That's an amateur night anyway.
It really is, But
that and St. Patrick's Day, the biggest amateur nights of the year.
And now SantaCon. You see that shit that they got going on.
You can't even go down. If you're Santa Claus, you can't go down to the Low East Village.
You can't even go to Asbury Park. They do it there too. Well, I think everybody's going to Asbury Park now, which I hope they do that in the daylight.
Hey, Santa.
Well, you just don't go to Cookman Avenue. Sorry, folks. But
North Pole.
Yeah. So people, why do they feel the need that they have to drink just during the holidays? I mean, you can have a party any time of the year. In the middle of August, you can have a party.
You know what? I think that's why a lot of companies don't do parties anymore, because anytime you had a holiday party, there's always a person who makes himself look like an asshole.
Or herself.
Or her.
Yeah.
Or her.
Yeah.
It's funny. We had a Christmas party at Uncle Vinny's going back maybe about 7 years ago. It was a woman. She owned 2 daycare centers.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm. They come in, and there was 17 women and 1 guy. And the guy, you can tell that he wouldn't let his girlfriend, wife, whoever, go out without him.
Oh, God.
One of those situations.
One of those guys.
So now the woman who owns the daycare centers, she comes in smashed already.
Oh.
And then we're just coming in for dinner at the time.
I'm so glad she's not watching my kids.
So I'm like, okay, you know what? This is great. The boss is smashed. This is going to be a great night. So during the night, you can tell the animosity with the other women because the guy is there. And
they made that girl feel.
I made her feel like crap.
Good. Exactly.
But you know what? That's what happens when you bring people together for a holiday party. So now, then you have the one daycare doesn't really talk to the other daycare, even though it's owned by the same person. Who's better? It's all childish crap. But that's what happens when you mix people who don't belong together.
And they're dealing with kids all day, so they're going to be childish anyway.
They're going to be childish anyway. So now the comedy show starts.
Oh, boy.
And chit-chat going back and forth. So then the guy gets up. He goes outside to smoke. So I guess the other girls must have started picking on her a little bit. Mm-hmm. Saying, you know, it's ridiculous. You can't be yourself because he's here. He comes back in. She says something to him.
Oh, boy.
Now, this is in the middle of the show going on. She says something to him. He gets up in the middle of the show and says, and the next time you put your fucking hand on my son, I'm going to kick your ass. Saying it to the owner of the daycare.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
Now.
That's interesting.
Problem is, 3 tables down is another holiday party. And the woman in that holiday party drops her kid off at that daycare. Here's this.
You knew that was going to happen.
Now this is all, the show's going on.
This is better than the comedian.
So now, boom, boom, kick him out, kick her out, boom, boom, boom. So now the 17 is down to like 12 people. More chit-chat going on. A couple more people I have to ask to leave. There's this little girl, she couldn't be more than 18 years old. Her phone rings in the middle of the show.
Oh, boy.
So she gets up, walks around, respectfully leaves the room. So the comic, of course, when he comes out, he says, who the fuck is going to call you? Oh. It's my boyfriend. He might have a brain tumor. Takes her cannoli, throws it at the fucking comedian. Boom, boom, boom. They're knocked out. Now, I'm not managing the room anymore. Now I'm sitting at their table.
You're babysitting.
I'm babysitting the daycare people.
First of all, wait a minute. Never throw a cannoli.
At the comedian? Really?
Well,
I mean, it's BYOB, because she couldn't throw a drink.
Okay, yeah, that
So,
she would have wasted her own money. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
she
it's a comedian right in the fucking chest. Fucking hysterical.
Hopefully he was good on his feet. How do you respond to getting a cannoli thrown at you? It doesn't happen every day.
I ate already, thank you. So
oh
now,
my God.
the lady who owns a daycare is smashed off her rocker.
Now, what are they drinking? Because it's like beer wine here.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, the bag and box wine, classy.
Yeah.
So now, she goes, I just want to tell you something. You're a fucking asshole. I said, you know what? And you are a fucking, the letter after B. Boom, 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 boom.
See you next Tuesday?
Now I got 3 girls left out of the party of 17, and they're petrified. But the problem was, they were regular customers of mine.
So they were coming
like,
to you. Yeah.
Dino, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. I said, listen, just
Not your fault,
could
yeah.
do me a favor, just shut the fuck up the rest of the show. Just enjoy the show, please. I said, I just fucking kicked out 14 people at BYOB. So my point to that story is, not to promote that the comedian sucked by any means, but he didn't. When you get people together who don't normally get together, you're meshing badness.
And especially if they don't drink all the time.
Yes.
You mix the alcohol in. That's always a bad combination.
Yeah.
And, that's
It's like New Year's Eve.
amateur night.
2 New Year's Eves ago, I threw out the oldest woman I've ever thrown out in my life.
How old was she about?
In mid-70s. She was so drunk. The party started here at 8 o'clock. She was so drunk by 9:30, smashed off her rocker. We didn't even go out with dessert yet. She goes to the ladies' room. Doesn't come out for like an hour. We go in there to fetch her. Maybe a half hour. Go in there to fetch her. She's sleeping on the toilet seat
Okay.
with her underwear down.
That is
Talk
not
about being traumatized.
that's not a vision I want to
was
have.
fucking traumatized.
That's not a vision I want to have.
So I had to
75-year-old
ask her to
lady.
leave. And she was with a 50-year-old guy.
So I assume she paid.
Oh, they paid ahead of time. I was going to let them leave.
But I'm sure she paid because why is he going to be with a 75-year-old woman
I
unless she's
don't
got
know.
money?
She didn't look too good down there from what I saw, unfortunately. They're still traumatized.
I'm not
about it.
thirsty anymore.
Nah. So, I mean, what it comes down to is New Year's Eve, St. Patrick's Day, it's all amateur nights.
Well,
It really
it's an
is.
excuse for people just to get drunk and act stupid.
Yeah.
And I get that you want to have a little camaraderie with your coworkers, whatever like that. You want to go out and have a couple beers and a couple glasses of wine. I'm okay with that. But you're right, though. There's always the one, there's like the hookup.
Yep.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, the creepy guy.
Yeah, because he's not so creepy after 3 or 4 glasses of wine. And some women may not be so creepy after a couple of beers. But why does it have to be on the holidays?
It's like Halloween parties, too. Every woman wants to be a slut on Halloween. They're dressing up in these pussycat outfits with the Spike Heroes fishnets, and they're wearing 3-piece suits the rest of the week. And all of a sudden, they think, now I look hot.
They don't.
So now you're attracting a guy who's a horn dog.
No.
All right? And then everybody on Halloween, a guy who's dressed up, he's dressed up as, Friday the 13th. He's got everything on. I'm scary, and you don't know what I really look like. And
Maybe he's not wearing makeup.
he's hooking up with this pussycat.
Then when the makeup comes off, on both cases,
Yeah, both cases. Exactly.
you shouldn't date you shouldn't find a date at the party for Halloween.
No, you shouldn't.
You know, but
you shouldn't.
that's why I don't. That's why I'm glad I don't do the holiday parties.
Yeah.
You know, unless it's with friends that you know and you're going out, and then you know everybody. But when you start introducing strangers or people that just know each other from work, and let's face it, you're spending 8 hours a day with these people.
Right.
How well do you really know them, other than work? And then they say, "Oh, let's all get together. Let's go out." And
You know them work related.
that's not a good combination. And I'm glad I'm not part of it.
I mean, I'll admit, when I was in the hotel business, working crazy hours, my relationships of dating mostly were people who worked in the hotel business.
With you or like out?
In a different section of the hotel.
Okay.
You know, whether it's a front desk, whether it's in catering sales, something along those lines. Never in my department except once. And
only once.
it made it awkward. It made it awkward because everyone else knew. And not because I treated her any differently, because if anything,
You're probably
I
harder
treated
on
her worse.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
But I had to do that for the cover-up.
Did you tell her that?
Oh, yeah. She
Okay,
knew. Yeah, she knew. She was cool with it.
Okay.
She actually went along with it and said, no, Dino, he's such a fucking asshole. But she didn't realize that half the people knew that,
They thought you were an asshole
that
anyway.
we were dating and agreed with her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's agreeing fake.
Yeah.
She's being fake, and they're all like, "Yeah, he really is an asshole." And
All right, coming back with sports.